Ooh.
All right. Let's see if we can get all the devices in alignment. Make sure you're good there. All right. All right. All right. We're figuring it out.
Oh my God, that one is the best. That's Facebook.
Is this Facebook over here?
Yes.
All right.
We got to figure it. Listen.
We are going to do our best as empty nesters to figure out what's
Next.
next. Hey, Mary
Hey.
Jennings. Y'all come on in. Welcome to the
After I do
live at 5.
live at
5 p.m. on the East Coast, 8 p.m. I'm sorry, 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast.
Yes.
It is your man Royale Watkins, and this beautiful young lady right here
Wife.
is the wife.
Is the wife.
Let's see what we're getting into today. I want to make sure that our technical standards are up to par. Okay, that looks
Are we doing
good.
cards?
I don't know if we're doing cards. I think we
Okay.
should start with the conversation. We could tell them what an amazing pack-a-bag trip we just had. You want to start with that?
Yes. Come on in. Share. Hit the share button and tell your friends to come on over. So, the night before last, we were sitting and Royale just asked me, do you want to go see The Wizard of Oz? And I said, sure. So we have the time and the freedom to just pack up. So we literally booked our flight that night for the next morning. So this was about, excuse me,
Monday.
8 o'clock at night, Monday. Booked our
What's up,
flight.
Laney Lane?
Had to book our hotel, call a friend,
Make a call.
make a call. Can we? Yes, you can.
Hey,
And we
Nika.
went. We flew out Tuesday morning, got to our hotel. Everything was flawless. I mean, the flight was
Hey,
great.
Tammy White Daisy.
We got there. They let us check in early
Oh, my
with no
goodness.
fee. We stripped, got in the bed, took a nap, woke up. No, we went to eat. They have a Netflix restaurant in the MGM.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know about, so it was either there or Wolfgang Puck or something else. And we were like, let's try the Netflix. And it was great. We had pancakes. We had breakfast food. So it was like 1 o'clock. Then we went upstairs, laid down, got up, got dressed, and went to see The Wizard of Oz
At
at
the
the
Sphere.
Sphere in Vegas. And when we got to Vegas, it was
Renee.
really quiet. I know it's a Tuesday, but it was still quiet. Vegas is always, somebody's on vacation coming from somewhere. It was so quiet. But again, everything was flawless. We got in an Uber, we went to the hotel, we went to the Sphere, we got great tickets, we were VIP, we got to go to the lounge, we got popcorn, we got pictures to come. And I sat there, and it's a dome, it's a sphere, it's a ball. If y'all don't know, it's round. The building is actually round, and it doesn't rotate, but the outside advertisement rotates, and it's just a sight to be seen. So, and it started, and I was like, Royale was videotaping me. I was like a little girl. He said, you turned into a little girl. It was just,
Yeah, by the
it was
end, you
amazing.
definitely transformed into 8-year-old April.
I sure did. It was amazing.
I wish I could give you all some of the technical specs of the
No.
Sphere. No, I'm not going to. But I'm
Okay.
saying it's such a dynamic venue. We have not experienced a concert there yet. But we've now seen 2 movies there. They have a
Yes.
standard movie, which is something
Planet
Walk of the Nature,
Earth or
something, yeah,
something.
something Earth, something.
And it's wonderful.
And that was an experience because again, the way the venue is built, like you really get to see have this immersive experience with the animals and how they were shot, blah blah blah. So we went and checked that out, and then when we came back to see The Wizard of Oz, when I saw it, I knew April would be kind of interested to see The Wizard of Oz and to see it at the Sphere, and the way that they project this thing on the screen and create this immersive experience using like wind and like all of these things in the venue.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's really, really.
They have the part where Dorothy is at the apple tree.
Yeah.
And I don't know if something bumps into the apple tree and some apples fall. They actually had I don't know if they were foam or made
Yeah,
out of
foam.
paper, but they had apples fall and the chairs move and vibrate and thunder, dun 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 dun. You'll get the little vibration. So you don't know when that part is gonna happen. That's what makes it so exciting. Then when the monkeys are flying, they actually had these monkey, I don't know, on string. And it's not cheap and corny. Of course, it is real live. It is so good. Wind, of course, they have the wind blowing, and then they even have leaves falling all over the place.
Yeah.
It is pretty neat. I'm glad we went. I can check that off my bucket list. So my bucket list consists of, I'm not going to overwhelm myself. I'm going to put what I want to do each year. Because if I do a worldwide or a forever bucket list, I think that's more, it makes me more anxious. So for now on, my bucket list will be very short. It'll be 6 months or a year of a bucket list, and I'll try and get through as many as I can. That way, for me, I'm not looking at these not far-fetched, but I want to do a safari in Africa. That might not ever get checked off. And while things are getting checked off, so I want to say what year I want to go. Maybe it's 2026 or 2027. It will go on then, and then I'll kind of, get through what I can in that year versus my overall bucket list. That's how I like to work. So for this year, I did have the Wizard of Oz, and I checked that off. I did go to Europe. We're going to go another place in Europe next month. It's already October, so next month. So I'm really getting my bucket list checked off. So I'll start working, and maybe you should too. What's on your bucket list for 2027? With this world the way it is, I think we should have incentives and things to look forward to, because it's, I don't want to be doom and gloom, but it is kind of depressing. But, maybe looking at the list and, making plans and, talking it out with your significant other, it just brings some light and hope into everything. So getting that done in one day. So now I know he can move really, really fast. Asking me, and I was like, yeah, because again, we're empty nesters. So we can go whenever we want as long as I'm not working. Once I start working, it's going to be a different ball game. So I'm trying to work as much before I book my next show. Wherever he says let's go, bag will be packed. Yes.
Yeah,
for sure.
I having watched The Wizard of Oz as a kid, I remember my mother used to like, oh, it's coming on Sunday, the Disney Channel, whatever it came on, would sit down and she'd give us some cookies and some juice, and it was a big deal.
Yeah.
But to, as an adult, go and have this immersive experience, and more importantly, to be able to take you and watch you enjoy it, was enjoyable. To be able to jump up, on a moment's notice and go spontaneously, we could just book this trip, hop on a flight, go to Vegas, have dinner, have breakfast, whatever, go and see a show, and not just see a show, but have this like really upscale experience going to see the show, the lounge experience. Before the show, they have a countdown clock in the lounge at the Sphere, so they count you down 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, so when you're supposed to go and take your seats. And and that was great. And
Yeah,
so,
you can bring your drinks in, because I was
you could bring the
for
food, bring your
sure.
drinks, bring all of your snacks
like, we
from the
cannot
lounge. They
bring
usually,
this
yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
they usually don't let you do that. And so I was like, oh, it's like, no, you can take everything in there. That was wonderful. They had a little post-show thing in the venue, but that wasn't that exciting.
Yeah.
But then,
But if you're flying miles and miles away, I'm sure you're gonna take in every moment.
Yeah.
So it was really a good experience. Vegas, I'm only going to Vegas if I have something to do. Meaning there's a show, I'm gonna fly in and I'm gonna fly out. Vegas is not like it used to be. I don't even feel like, he was like, let's go shopping. Like, I turned down shopping. Like, nothing about Vegas is exciting right now. It's dead. It was very, very dead.
Yeah, Vegas is
There
different.
was no part that felt exciting. Only thing felt exciting was knowing I was going to a show. So if I'm going to a show, concert, something like that, you literally go, and even my neighbors, they went to the same show about 2 weeks ago. They didn't stay more than a day. I think maybe they stayed 2 days because, but she was like, I went to the show. I think they stayed a whole extra day, and they didn't do much of anything. You know, she didn't go shopping. She didn't tell me anything like that. It's just not exciting. I didn't feel like going to Bellagio and watching the water.
Mm.
What is that? The water show. Usually, when I go to Vegas, I'm going to see the water show.
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing excited me. It was just dead. And they were like, "Oh, it's a Tuesday." I was like, "Girl, whatever." The casinos were light. It was so light. Like the VIP lounge for gambling. All the what would you call them? Tellers or dealers.
Yeah.
They was just sitting there. Nobody in there, no high rollers, nobody doing anything. And then Royale and I realized Vegas used to be no smoking, non-smoking. They smoke now.
Yeah, somebody help us out. Were they always smoking in Vegas? Did they stop at one point?
I think they stopped.
But for us, it was shocking. It was like, oh wait, why do we smell smoke? Because they are sitting at the table gambling and smoking.
Yep, with
That's
ashtrays.
how bad they want your money, that they allow you to smoke at the table gambling. So that was kind of a,
That I don't like to smell like smoke. I don't want to go through the casino if they're smoking. So that was news to me. And they had these little, plastic ashtrays. I was like, oh God, it's so 1940s.
Yeah, everything is there so cheap and cheesy.
Yeah. Well, we can say the MGM has been remodeled.
Yep.
So it looks really nice. All the floors, the room was spectacular. We had a great time. There's nothing bad I could say about the trip.
Well, the thing that was interesting is that we could have gotten out had we planned it the right way. We could have gone in on a one-day trip and not spent the night. We could have flown out right after the show, and we did not, because we did this so spontaneously. It was like, oh, we're gonna spend the night and get up the next morning and come back but as we were leaving the show, we was like, oh shit, we could have left tonight. We could have went right back to the airport.
We were like, shit. Then we started looking for flights, and all of them had a connection. There was the one that we could have taken was leaving right as we were looking, because it was 7:29 or something like that. And I was like, it's leaving in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
the show let out literally at about 6:30. It was like an hour and change long. So it started at 5:10.
We got out of there more like 7, because we did go down to the post for a little bit. We went to the restroom. Mm-hmm. The show might have been over, but we didn't get outside because it was like 10 after 7, and I was like, look at the carpool line. I was like, it's too much. I said, let's just wait. And I remember we called around 7:30. So that's when I started looking at the flights. I was like, OMG, we could have been out of here. We didn't want to connect through San Francisco, 12-hour layover. It was like all the flights leaving. And Vegas has definitely changed, because they used to have more night flights.
Oh, yes.
There weren't a lot of night flights. Like, you can't get out of Vegas. Usually, because it's an international airport. So therefore, it's always, different nationalities and ethnicities.
Yeah, they're flying in from all over the world.
All over. So flights used to be like around the clock. Not no more.
Yeah. You absolutely used to be able to get a flight from Vegas back to LA
all
at like
night.
9, 10, 11, all the way up to midnight, even later. There used to be late flights. They shut all of that down.
They sure did. Yep. So that was that.
But it was a good look.
It was a good look. And then we got home. And now here we are. And so I just want to check the temperature of where everyone is, or check in with you. How are you doing? Like, with the climate of what's going on. It's a lot. And it has to be, what I want to spread is a little bit of hope and a little bit of encouragement, especially in your partnership and your family life. We just had an acquaintance of ours. We were close when they were in middle school, and you just grow apart there in different sports and stuff. So he literally, just passed away, and he's Ross's age, and it's just so upsetting. It's like, how? Why? Definitely an angel, going 23, 24 years old. Leukemia?
I'm not sure.
I think it was leukemia. And it's just a lot for me to take in, because I'm already feeling some sort of way with this administration and trying to find my happy place, which is cooking, which is talking to you all, which is, this is our podcast studio. You can see we're not at the house. We're actually in our podcast studio. We were like, let's go down to the office and do it. So hanging out here, getting back into my butters and my body oils and so forth. On the other side of this is my office where all my mixers and everything is over there with my, products. Just trying to stay uplifted, but that news hit me today and it's really heavy. And I just want to be mindful, even as I'm not depressed, just not feeling my best. There are a lot of things to be thankful for, and just looking on the brighter side and giving grace, to people because you never know what they're going through. And praying that people give me grace too because I am not perfect. But my intentions are really, I have the best intentions for everything that I do. Just stay uplifted because you just never know. And as you're going out during your day, if you have to make a phone call and say, hey, just checking in, like send some text that out of the blue, like, hey, love you, see you tonight when you get home. Let's not cook, let's go get a slice of pizza. Like, do some things just to out of the norm to spice it up and just have some incentive, like call your significant other and say, hey, after dinner, do you want to go to Baskin and Robbins or what is it, Jerry's, the ice cream,
Oh, Ben and Jerry's.
Ben and Jerry's, or whatever's near you, Carvel's or whatever. For me, that's what I need, and he knows my love language. So him saying, hey, do you want to go? And I said, absolutely. It could be little things like after dinner, he loves gelato. He'll say, hey, take a ride with me to go get gelato. And I'm like, okay, you just got to keep moving and you got to.
But we've also been taking walks after.
Oh, yeah, we've been walking.
In the evening, we've been getting out in the neighborhood and taking a walk. And that, there's something very free about that. You know what I mean? And it doesn't cost, it doesn't cost a thing. We get out, we talk, we walk, we're in the neighborhood, we're spending time together. The weather is beautiful at night, and so do things that allow you to stay connected.
Yeah, last night I was watching this video. It was very disturbing. It's almost like I just want everybody to be still like COVID. Go in the house. Just don't give them a reason to do anything. And I know that sounds crazy because you're not outside like, hey, come bother me. Just be mindful. There's so many people vanishing. There's a lot happening. And I always like, stay ready. Stay ready. And I'm talking to myself too. Stay ready. Watch my surroundings when I'm getting in and out the car. I'm so carefree. I got to make sure I'm looking around and, I don't trust anybody anyway, but, just be mindful because it's really changing. And I'm praying that, and I don't even want to go back to the good old days. I just want a difference. Like whatever's going to happen, I think it's going to be really hard and it's going to be detrimental. And I just hope however we rebound is a better tomorrow. Not like what it used to be or whatever. It's going to be something totally new, but it has to be better, because we're on this planet together. Like it has to work out,
Yeah. I concur and agree. It's like we should all be in this together. It's like at this point, the only like this country is fragile. We have an administration that's absolutely doing its best to destroy this country. And there's a lot of stuff that we don't understand and won't understand. But if there ever was a time to come together to try to build something more meaningful, I'm one of those people that if you are not working for the good of everybody, then I'm like middle finger to you, right? And I may disagree with your politics. This is the hard part when you see some people who voted against what made sense, and it's easy to get stuck on I told you so. But at some point, right, you got to move past I told you so and go, look, you were wrong, right? But now that you see that you're wrong, let's get an alignment to work against this administration and build something that's going to be healthier for everybody. You have to forgive me, my energy, I know it's a little low, but I'm just feeling a little under the weather. Fighting this cold. But, that's a hard one, That's a hard one when I see people that supported this administration
Yeah,
and voted completely against everything that makes sense for them and their family. And then after the fact, they go, oh, and most people won't own it. Most people won't say I'm wrong. Some people will double down on it.
yeah, a lot of farmers in Arkansas and everywhere, they are, woo, they getting hit hard. And if I would have known this and so now they're looking for a bailout. It's like,
But the sad thing is that
and they'll probably
might
get it.
get it.
Oh,
They
yeah.
might get it.
They're gonna
And
cry
it's
wolf.
But here's the thing. When you run on this campaign of we're not going to hand out food stamps, we're not going to give people, public assistance, we're not going to do all of these things, and you have these people, Republican voters, that go, yeah, people shouldn't get food stamps. Yeah, get off your ass and go to work, right? This is the same thing as food stamps. This is government subsidy. The government is subsidizing your way of living, right? Just like you tell everybody else, pick yourself up by your bootstraps now and
Yep.
figure it out.
Yep.
Because that's what you all espouse for everybody else. I hope that's the right word. Picking, yourself up by your bootstraps. So now that you're in this predicament where you don't have a foreign market to sell food to, and you're struggling, you should be able to tell yourself the same thing. Nobody owes you anything. When this economy turns and I'm not able to work and I'm not able to go, I have to figure it out. I have to pivot and go do something else, right? None of us, I hear people in the entertainment business complain about there not being jobs and them having to go drive Uber or Lyft. Like that, you have another option available to you.
That's a
Should
blessing.
be, listen, you better jump on that. Like, because there's some people that don't have that.
Yep.
Nobody owes you a job in this industry.
I know.
And nobody owes you a way of living, right, that fits your standard. Like, you got to get up every day and go out there and hustle and create it for yourself.
That's true. That's true. I'm on Zooms and it's like Hollywood is changed, I feel like California is separate from everybody else. We're our own little country. That's the way I feel sometimes. And because it is Hollywood, we're so used to making so much money so fast because they pay very well. There were 1 million shows and life was good for the last 20 years. I mean, you look at the shows, my phone would be, I'd be like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not available. I'm already on this show.
Another job is coming.
Yeah, I could be like, Royale, let's take off 2 weeks. I'm not available. I would tell people, look, I am not working until September. Like, because you could. And that was just 3 years ago. I was on a flight going to London and someone like, I want you for this job. I'm like, I'm not available to September. Don't call me. Like, you keep calling me, like, because you could. Now nobody is calling.
Yeah.
It's like 5 shows.
That's scary.
It's no shows. And then there's a couple of shows and everybody's trying to get on it. So imagine being a supervisor and it's 2,500 costumers calling one supervisor to get on the pit. I'll just use that. Because the pit is the only thing that I know going right now. They already have their crew. And the people that, if someone gets sick, they have their replacement.
And it's like, how many jobs available on that show?
None.
No, I'm just saying, in terms of how many slots are available, how many people get hired for a show like
I'll
that?
just say for my costume department, we need about 20 to 25.
Oh, 20 to 25 costumers?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's in the department. We have the tailor, the seamstress, probably 3 or 4. You have the ager dyer. You have the shoppers, 1 or 2. You have the people that go on set. You have the supervisor. You have the person that does the trailer. It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So each department, probably, I'm going to talk for hours, 20 to 25 people per department based on how big the show is. The Pit is a show about it's a medical show, and it's about 1 day. I think 24 was like that. It's 1 day of an emergency room. So they had good morning.
Oh, the emergency room is the pit where they work
Correct.
on people.
And it's 24 hours. That's it, because you work about 12 hours, so it's brilliant. And what happens in that day? It could be calm, and then here comes a car accident, and the calm, and someone fell off a crane. It's just hour by hour by hour. So there's 1,000 scrubs. Like, it's a lot of work. It is prosthetics. It's all the different cuts and bruises and blood. So I say that to say they have their crew. I can't, if I called it, and I've already called the supervisor, she's like, oh, I will keep you in mind. Okay. They already have their crew. They're a weld oil machine. They're going to be on for the next couple of years. The ratings are great. They won a ton of Emmys. They're not going anywhere. But if you're not in right now on the ground of a new show coming out, then you're going to be left out. So I was already on a show.
You mean unemployed?
Unemployed. I was on Lincoln Lawyer. This came out. I wasn't trying to get on it because I was already on a show. Now my show is down, and the only thing up is The Pit. Maybe there's 911. Really shooting right now? Not a lot. Not a lot. So you have grips, construction, electric. You have all these different departments, cameramen that make a lot of money. Like, I make good money. They make a lot of money. You got cameramen sitting home driving Uber. It is what it is. You have to bob and weave. Again, 3 years ago, post pandemic, we had to hire so many costumers because there were so many shows and everybody was so happy to get back out. You get a show, you get a show, you get a show, you get a show. But in between that, we had a what was it?
A strike.
A strike. And the strike went on for a year. So right after the pandemic, we shot for about 2 years. Then we had a stop strike, and it lasted a long time. And then what happened was the studios decided not to bring any of those shows back. Like 90% of those shows got canceled. My show, Rookie Feds, got canceled. We got hired that day. Oh, the strike is over. We're coming back. Oh, you'll get a call next week, and we start work. The next day, we were canceled. We were like,
yeah, that's wild.
What?
That's wild.
A lot of shows across the board doing great got canceled. And now the producers, it feels like they are punishing us or punishing we went on strike. So now they're picking and choosing. They're not buying a whole lot of shows. They're buying them like one at a time, where they would buy 10 at a time, shoot them, put them up. Not anymore. They're like, okay, now we don't want all these shows. We'll decide.
Here's the thing that I'll say.
So
I have been watching the news not as often as I should, but I'm paying more attention to it. And the people that are in the know really are saying that there is something out there economically that is going to be like a tidal wave that's coming. These jobs reports, if you look at the current president, he punishes people for giving the correct information about the jobs report and the economy, right? Because he struggles with embracing the reality that the country is struggling under his leadership. And so the jobs report has always been one of the leading indicators about how the country is doing. Because again, in times of economic boom, right, we hire more people. And right now that's not happening. We're losing jobs.
40,000 to date.
Yes, we're
and
losing
counting.
jobs. Yep.
I know it's a big, country, but that's a lot of people. That's significant.
And he keeps making up numbers and making up
He don't
lies
know.
about when it's coming back. And here's the thing: he's imposing I think 145% tariffs on China. And so if you think about the goods that come out of China that allow us to get things at low cost, China is one of our major distributors, right? But not only that, there's also indicators that there's less food on the shelves at some of these big box stores. At Target, we don't go to, but Target, Walmart, BJ, some of these other big stores, they're saying there's less food on the shelves. And they're saying the cost of the food is getting ready to go up again.
Let me tell you something. I know my prices at Costco. I like Chilean sea bass.
Yeah.
It used to be $37.99, and it comes with 6 pieces. We love it.
Yep.
It is $56.99.
It went up to $56.
56. I went in
That's
Costco.
the Kirkland brand chili and sea
correct.
bass? That's insane.
56. I was like, it was just
That's tariffs.
$37.99.
And what about the Alaskan king crab legs that we were getting?
I
How much
haven't
were those
checked them.
crab legs?
I could get a pack for about $21.
Yeah, $21, $22.
Yes.
Right? And
I
we
know
saw those jump up to $42.
Yep. It's
literally
happening.
The price doubled when we were going to try to go, and we had to put them back. We're like, no, we're not.
Yeah,
I
was getting them from
spending.
Aldi's right now. Y'all better go get some. We got a deep freezer full of crab legs. We're gonna have some crab legs. It's a pound, a little over a pound. Alaskan wild caught. What are those?
Crab legs.
Crab legs.
Yeah.
So that's where I get mine from. But I bought a lot. I'm like, okay, we're gonna have some every month. We could have a box or two. I have enough. But I'm being smart. Like, my cupboards are full.
So Ty is saying she can't wait to move out the country soon, and
Where are you reading it?
right here.
Okay.
And hey, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler.
April and I are having the same conversation about where else. But I had a conversation with another friend, and what he was suggesting is, like, in these other countries, you have to be careful because you don't have the rights that you have in this country. It's like this. He was saying that for as bad as America is, it's still in many ways the best thing going, right? He's like, you can go out of the country, go to China, there's communists there, right? You can go to Spain and all these places. It's like they don't have any First Amendment rights. You can't have free speech, and like police can arrest you. They don't read you your Miranda rights. You don't have any. And so I just think
I gotta
that
do my research.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's some research to be done because it's easy to overlook these things and think that you're going to operate as a vacuum and make some assumptions about what your rights are. But we talked about this before. A lot of people go out of this country and don't know the rules and laws of other countries. You can't go to Dubai and think you're going to be out in the street twerking and making TikTok videos. They will lock your ass up so fast.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta use some common sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying go. I mean, someone went to Russia. Remember, they took something from the hotel and got locked up, like something small.
Yeah.
So you got to know where you're going. So if you're going to Europe, figure out what city you want to go to, and figure out what the rules and regulations of, are. What I like about Europe, there's no guns. There's no Second Amendment, right?
Second Amendment.
For bearing guns. When you go to London, there's no gun. Now, of course, there's bootleg guns. Some people have guns, but the cops don't have guns. You don't have to worry about, like, 100% of the time you're going to get stabbed. You're not going to there's no guns. So that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. But we're of such an age where I don't think we're going to run into something where we're getting locked up for doing something stupid. Now, could it happen? Yes. And what are our rights if that thing should happen? I get that. But we're not going there. We're not trying to do anything other than grow old gracefully. If you're past 45, you're Gen X, we're trying to live out this rest of our lives. And I hate Deion Cole for saying this, because he was like, if you're past, what did he say in his comedy special? He said, you got 25 more summers. I was like, bitch. He's like, if you're 50, you probably got about 25 more summers. When you think about that, you like, the clock is ticking. Mm-hmm. How many more summers do you have? How many more Christmases do you have? So you got to look at it like that.
That's interesting.
I want to be at peace. There's no house, car. I've done all of that. So now I want to find a place, don't know where. I just saw Iceland, beautiful. I was like, can I live there? And what's going on in Iceland that I would miss here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have to visit these places because I don't want to be sleepy and dreary and, I want something. So am I looking for more adventure hiking? And, how many days can we hike? How many times can we ride our bike? So I'm thinking I want my base to be out of the country, but where I'm still going to visit other places. I just don't think I want my base here, if that makes sense. So it doesn't mean if we move to Spain, Iceland, France or whatever, not France, Switzerland, wherever, I'm not going to be there 365. I'm still going to operate as an empty nester and go wherever I want. But my base will be somewhere, probably in Europe. It is what it is. I think that's where we're going to wind up.
You heard it here first.
Well, I said it on another. I got a lot of comments.
You heard it
A
here
lot of
second.
people. So Ty Lue is thinking about going away. I mean, moving out of the country. So we just got to figure out where. Everybody has to figure out what's best for them. Where would you want to go and why? I've always said Spain since Royce was 1 or 2 years old. I've always wanted to move to Spain. No rhyme or reason. Never been there in my life. Royale will tell you, we always talk about it. I don't know why. So that's at the top of my list.
So Mary Jennings said, trade houses with others for a few months at a time while you sort out your preferences. I kind of think I heard something like that being a thing where you can like, what's the other thing where students from abroad come and study and stay with you?
Yes.
What is that called?
Exchange
program, right? Where there's like a house version of that exchange program.
Yeah, people do it all the time.
And again, that's interesting to me because then the question becomes, well, how do you find what's the value equivalency for what your house is and who determines that? Yeah, house swaps. But who determines, like, if my house here in the States is just say worth $1 million and your house abroad is worth 200,000, right? How do we determine what the exchange is when you put it into whatever the machine is that, makes these homes available?
It's just you're getting the experience. I don't think there's a value. It just so happens houses or flats in Europe are probably going to be a little bit less expensive, but what we're getting is we don't have to pay for a hotel. We're in a house or an apartment or a flat that we can call our own for 30 days. And they're over here and not have to pay for a hotel here for 30 days. Something like that. But that's not what I'm looking for. So I don't want to stay at someone's
So Melissa
house.
said, my cousins love New Zealand. She has friends that love France. She said her issue is the culture. She wants to be around her people.
Ooh, I could see that. Yeah. It's easier said than done. I'm saying this, I'll get there and be like, no, I miss my people.
Yeah.
But here's again, I'm not staying there. Yes, and in my brain, I feel like my friends are going to come to me. Because me and my girlfriends have already mapped out, everybody's going to move somewhere different. Unfortunately, we're not going to be all together. One girlfriend is moving here, I'm moving where I'm moving, another one's moving somewhere else, and we are going to swap and meet and travel together. You know what I mean? So let's say if somebody goes to New Zealand, we get to go there, they get to come here, and then we can pack up and go see the other girlfriend, and then maybe they come back. I want it to be like this. Because if there's no rules, you never have to stay long. As soon as I get bored, I can leave. You know what I mean? And it would probably be New York. Between New York and LA are my spots. Those are my places. I really love New York.
Yeah. Ty says they're going to Thailand for a few years. She
Nice.
said, not permanently, but this is the second person that I've heard mention Thailand, and somebody else mentioned Vietnam. So Thailand, so I guess that's East Asia. Those are two spots that I've heard. Bali, obviously, we've heard about Bali.
Yep.
They certainly have a very low cost of living in these countries. They talk about the food and travel and what you can get. And when I look at go ahead.
No, this young girl that I follow, she moved to Bali. She said, y'all missing out. I mean, if I can remember her handle, she's having a ball. She's been there for about 2 years. She took her son. People are just getting sick and tired. She's learning the language to listen to her. She's like, girl, I'm about to go get my nails done. And she was saying it in whatever language that was. She was like, it's $7. She was like, $7. She was picking up her food. They do a lot of plastic. So it was like her soup was in a clear plastic and da-da-da-da, and her Thai tea, but it's fresh food. She was just saying that,
it's just packaged
I
differently.
paid $3 and I'm getting a fresh, meal for me and my kid. And she was like, the nail salons are open 24 hours. She was just, I love following people like that online that have decided to move and this, watch their daily life. I follow this couple. They moved to China. They are having the time of their life. I'm like, oh my God.
In China.
In China. Now she helps people, broker. You like this couch, you send it to her. She goes to the factory, she figures it out. She looks at the textiles. She gives you a price. Now it's probably going to be extremely, expensive. But people are figuring it out. There's nothing more satisfying to me to go online and see a young family in their 30s, maybe early 40s, that have decided to pick up and take their kids somewhere else. It brings my heart joy. Or even van life. There's something about culture and teaching the kids about the world, and we don't have to be stagnant. Like, you don't have to be here. Maybe back then there was no such thing as homeschooling. Maybe there was, but not like now. You can be anywhere in the world and take your kids and they can learn.
You said van life?
Van life.
So people that live in their van on the road?
A single mom and her son, she said, this is my gift to him. They go to every state. They just hang out in their van. I think she even took the van abroad, like your cousins, and she just does it with her son. It was during COVID. She was like, why are we staying here? Rent is expensive. She was like, she customized the van. Oh my God, don't let them redo something. Oh my God, when they customize like an old truck or van and they just take the dog and the kid and they go out. That's my life. That's all I've been
Do you think
wanting.
you could live out of a van for a year?
I could.
You really think you could?
Yes. Yes.
That's interesting to me.
You want to try it? Let's do it.
I'm very clear. Here's the thing. As much as you know me, I love RV. I love RV traveling. We've done it more than enough times for us to know it's a thing for us. I enjoy my bed. I enjoy the size of the space that we have. I like being able to stretch out. I don't like, and maybe this is a function of being raised with so many siblings, but that confinement is scary to me.
Okay.
We're
going to have to find a happy medium.
I don't mind finding a happy medium, just means that a bigger RV, van life is van life to me, whereas an RV is so much more space. You have to forgive me.
I'm about to sleep. I'm sick. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not well. We said we still have to go live at 5, so that's why we're doing this, but I should be in the bed. Yeah. The back of my throat feels like somebody took a bag of gravel and dumped it back there.
You don't have a temperature, so knock on wood. I've been around him all week. I hope.
Yeah.
I take my minerals, my vitamins, and my potions, and my black seeds. Yeah, he is.
Go ahead.
Growing old with him is just I don't know.
You know something.
I'm into health, and he does not like it. He does, for him to take supplements or drink fresh juice, and he just wants soda and not soda, Pellegrino. Like, it's certain things he wants.
I'm a sweets man.
He's a sweets man, and I just don't know. So maybe this is for another time, how we're going to grow old gracefully, because when it comes to our diets, we're totally different. Oh gosh, we're not going to stay much longer. This man is not well. You okay?
Yeah, I just need some water or something.
You got a water. Make sure the seal is on that.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
You know what though? I'll say this. Excuse me. I just want to adjust this if I can.
You can.
Yeah, I can do a little bit. Thank you for taking care of me.
It's not easy.
Yeah, but you find the balance, and as you continue to grow up and grow older together, you really find how important it is to be in alignment with the right person and learn how to take care of each other. Because we really are learning how to take care of each other. I'm learning how to take care of you. There's some things that I've changed over the last couple of years that are in alignment with my desire to take care of you better.
I'm listening.
I carry your bags.
I'm listening.
I don't want you to carry your bags, right? Lord knows I gotta make sure I'm standing beside you because there's been spaces and uneven sidewalk that you might have tripped over, right? There's been times where I've tripped. So it's about us being here to support each other in the healthiest ways that we can support each other. You know, I come to realize I don't know everything. What's happening, Rob?
Ooh, Jesus. Did y'all hear that?
You want me to say it again for the people in the back?
Please say it. Ooh.
You know what I had a bad habit of doing for a long time? Is when the boys would ask me something, I would always give them an answer. Because I always wanted them to feel like my dad knows everything, right? Which probably wasn't healthy. Because the answer, I'm sorry. The answer probably wasn't always the right answer.
It wasn't. I can tell you that.
And so, and then that carried over to you. You asked me something and I got an answer for every damn thing.
But here's the thing. I know we're all over the place, but this is what marriage is. Royale, I'll ask a question that is yes or no. And this joker like to go around the world. And when I tell you that lights my butt on fire.
That's like when people have their things, that's just April's thing. So I'm gonna give you an example, and this is not a specific example, but it's this type of thing. Hey, did you take the trash out?
Oh my God.
Is it yes or no? Right? I'm gonna take it out when I get back. April needs to hear yes or no.
No, that's not.
That's the same kind of thing like that.
No.
They may not be the specific example, but it is that type of thing.
That's light. It's like something I really need to know. I'm gonna give you an example. It's not about yes or no or whatever. This is what Royale will do. This is something that actually happened that took me to 100 in 1 second flat. I told this joker, I said, before we went to Vegas, I made broccoli. And broccoli, when you open the can, it has a smell. I said, ooh. I said, take out the garbage. It's Tuesday. It's Monday night. We're leaving Tuesday morning for a flight. Anytime I ask him to take out the garbage, I say take out the garbage. If I say, hey, the garbage man is coming tomorrow, make sure it's on the curb. This is what I said. I said, can you take out the garbage? He said, okay. So I go upstairs, I take my shower, I'm getting ready for bed. In the morning when we're leaving, it's early. It's Tuesday morning. He done put the garbage cans out at the curb. Okay? I don't like my garbage cans out at the curb because I don't want people walking their dog and putting their dog shit in my can, because they're notorious for holding the dog shit in a thing until they get to, ooh, somebody's can. Let me throw it in there. Don't put your shit in my garbage. And I don't like that because people go through our garbage cans. So it's Monday. I'm decluttering. Is shit in there, that I don't want no one going through, old perfume bottles, old shit that you should not be using. And I don't want people going through it. So I see the garbage cans out on the curb. And I'm like, what? Why would you put the garbage cans out on Tuesday? He goes, you told me to take the garbage out. We had a meltdown.
No, we didn't have a meltdown.
It was a conversation. He said, you told me to take the garbage out, so I did what you asked, and I put the garbage out. Instead of saying, my bad, it's Tuesday, I put him out too early, he wanted to put it on me why he put the garbage cans out on a Tuesday. And I wasn't letting him have that, because 31 years of saying shit like that and me eating it or whatever, Royale, like, I don't have it. I don't have it because that's not what I said. And because you messed up and took it upon yourself to put it out on Tuesday, don't blame it on me. Oh, I'm getting heated. Because we had to have a conversation. And I know it sounds subtle, but when you're doing those type of, what do you call them? I don't know. More than once in a week or a day, now I see. I'm like, no, I'm not. That's not what I said. And don't, because you fucked up and put it out there, you're going to blame it on me. I said, because I never told you to take the garbage out. I'm very specific. I know when the garbage cans need to go on the curb. I'll call you from work and be like, hey, Roy, the garbage cans go out tonight. It's garbage day. I'm good for that. Royce, anybody. If Royce, don't let Royce come over on a Wednesday. I'm like, hey, Joker, put the garbage cans out for me. So he admitted, he's like, you're right. But it's little things like that in a marriage, my marriage, I'm not going to talk about yours, my marriage, that I can no longer tolerate, because it's a lot of little things like that. Well, I thought you said, I did what you, That's one thing, April, is I'm very specific. If I say what I say, that's what I mean. And Royale would do the thing where do you want to go eat? I'll say, let's say Mastro's. Well, I thought you would want to go to such and such because you like, either you're going to ask me where I want to go, or you're going to take me where you want to go as a surprise, or jump in the car, let's go to dinner. I got the place picked out. But don't let me identify where I want to go and then try to change it to where he wants to go.
I will own that I've done that in the past, and it's not healthy. It don't make sense. And I don't do that anymore. I'm owning it. I said I've done that in the past. It's like,
and it drives me nuts. And so this thing called marriage, how do you get to 31 years? I have no idea, because it's so,
what's happening, Tamanika?
It's very, very heavy.
Tamala, Yetta.
Hello, y'all.
The
it's like, and it weighs. And I told him, I said, when he did the thing with the garbage cans, I said, you know what marriage is? It's like lots of little light feathers just piling up. It's very soft. It's very subtle. It's just a feather. It's just light until the elephant drops on it. You understand what I mean? It's like, it's a lot, because you have to pick your battles. And for me, raising the kids and being the mom and whatever, there's so many things that I let slide. Not that I don't know. I just let slide because for the betterment of the family, for my sanity, because I don't want to argue. I don't want to do whatever. And he just thinks he's sailing, But I got it all here, and I know how he operates. And when you just had enough, you had enough. And we're not getting divorced or anything, but we're in therapy. We have couples therapy. He has a therapist. I have a therapist. And we have a joint therapist, because it's a lot. And for us to continue to 32 years, we got to start acknowledging and being real, because I can't do it no more. Like, I'm almost like that little kid that because I think as adults, we grow up and then we stop saying the things to people because we don't want to hurt their feelings. But a little kid come and be like, you're ugly, or why is your hair like that? And they be, don't say that. And then as adults, we start to, the dress look good, girl. The dress don't look good. So what I'm saying, in marriage, it's like a lot, and I know I'm a lot too. So he's probably got his own things about me, but I definitely have my things about him. And those things are just, and they're little, but just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't make me feel like, don't ask me something and then go around, because a lot of times I'll be like, okay, Royale, let's just go there for dinner. When you should have just said, I have a taste for. You sure you don't? Because I know you like, but what did I say? Like, I need him. And then and it's gaslighting, because then he'll say, well, I just want you to have what you like because I know you like. That is a mind fuck if I ever heard one, because that's what he'll do a lot. I just want you to be happy. Well, I already said what I wanted, but now it's back to what you really want. So that's where we are. Therapy is doing great.
I
They be
mean,
looking at us
listen.
sometimes like,
No, listen. We're growing into some healthier conversations, and in these healthier conversations, some of the stuff that I'm learning is about how I was raised, who I was raised with, my own personal stuff, right? Trying to operate in spaces with people, um, meaning my siblings, a certain way that isn't healthy as a married man to take into your marriage. And so, to me, I'm grateful that even 26 years into this marriage, you're going to continue to learn things. The real question is, can you grow from them? Can you make the adjustments so that moving forward, it doesn't become an issue? I don't claim to be perfect. I just want to be better.
and that's why I'm here.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Everybody deserves grace, me included. Again, you know, I have my ways, he has his ways, and how do we meet in the middle? But I think I know that I always talk about like stop looking at people's marriage like they're your role models, because behind doors you just don't know what they're going through. And I had a couple of couples, ooh, more than two, that I not idolized, but I thought were like whatever. They not even together no more. And it's like, oh shit, this shit is real. Everybody is out here trying to figure it out. There are no rules to this thing. What works for me and Royale may not work for you. What works for you won't work for us. So how do you make it work with, with what you have,
Yeah, there's
basically?
no one size fits all with it.
No, it's not. But what I do know, and I know it's cliche, but communication and definitely being honest enough to say the things, and nobody's being honest. So communication isn't, it is the key, but people are lying about their communication. They
Mm.
are like, I lied about my communication. Oh yeah, it's fine, and it's fine because I'm tired. I want to get upstairs. I done been with these fucking kids all day. I done been to soccer. I done been to track. I'm tired. So yeah, whatever you say, great, go. Whatever you want to do, I'm good. And I think as women, we do a lot of pushing our wants, desires, whatever down for the sake of whatever, good, bad, or indifferent. But I know that I do. I put my hopes, dreams, a lot of stuff to the sideline to be able to be here because I come from a single mom in Brooklyn, and I was just like, I'm going to have a family and we're going to have a house and we're going to do this and I'm going to do this. It comes with a price because I also am very motivated and I did not want to live in California. So we have lots of stories to talk about, but it's like I had to find my way with where I am and being resentful a lot of the time. Just looking at Royce Ross and Joey like, we got this, and sacrificing my own happiness, because again, I wanted to move to Spain 26 years ago. And I was told no. And I think I have resentment from that day to now because we didn't try. There wasn't, let's go for a vacation. There wasn't a lot of things. Um, and so, again, living with someone and doing what they want to do for the sake of marriage, and not having a blueprint because my mom wasn't married. So I don't have any rules. I don't have my grandparents. I don't know, is this normal? Should I be doing this? Should I be okay with that? Okay. Because I'm a very strong Aries woman and I could do this by myself. But I choose who I love and I want my family. You understand what I mean? So there's a lot of times where I just bit the bullet. I'm like, okay, so when he says something about the garbage can that don't sound right, I can't do it no more. Can't do it. Can't. That feather is heavy. And we gotta stop. You ain't gotta go, I ain't go ramble or whatever, but I gotta let him know. That's not cool, because that's not what I asked. And just own that you took it out because you took it out.
Yeah, but you know what I
It's not
appreciate?
even on me.
I appreciate that we had a conversation about it, and after the conversation, I make the adjustment, and we continue to grow from it.
Yeah. You have to do that, you know. And the Royale that I have now is not the Royale I had a year ago, or even, I'm gonna say, the last 3 years. We have been going through it, through it. This is a different person. For whatever reason, he's just different. We are working on out a lot of stuff, and you know, I prayerfully, I believe it's going to work. It feels good. It feels like I'm being heard, because I'm also speaking. You know what I
Well, you
mean?
can't be heard if you don't speak.
Right. I'm also speaking up. It's not like I've been bullied or, you know, I just chose to do whatever I, you know, whatever steps I took. And I would tell younger couples, don't do that, because you will be resentful and you will get divorced because of the resentment.
Well, I think what's important also is that as the man in this relationship, I have a responsibility to create a space where you feel comfortable speaking, right? Where where that's not even a consideration. Where you know I want to hear you. And it's not a matter of whether you speak or not, but you know that my husband wants to hear from me and what's going on. And that we actively participate in that together. And that's different.
That
Just
is
from my
different.
perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. And, but also with that, you have a black wife that is fighting fights that you're fighting fights I would never know. I'm fighting battles that you will never know. And sometimes it seems as like me talking is too much, like I'm tired. At the end of the day, to sit down and have a conversation, hold your hand, look at you, and say, listen, when you did, I'm tired. So I would rather it go away. Let me wake up tomorrow. If we're speaking, we're speaking. If we're not, we're not. I'm tired. So there became a point in this relationship where I was absolutely numb and tired. And the respect was there. I love you. You love me. Da 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 da. Love is cyclical. I'm in love with you. Some months I'm like, okay, I'm
Yeah, we
living with a
tolerate each
roommate.
other. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, whatever. You want to have sex? Not really, but okay. It is what it is. It's like, you know, every day is not Christmas. So, but if you can get through that, I think we went through the worst part, you know? We haven't had anything that has made you walk out or me walk out. Um, but my stubbornness almost made me walk. I almost walked out because I'm just so, I can do this by myself. And I don't want to be miserable. And I want to, you know, we're, I didn't realize we weren't equally yoked in how we were raised and our outlook in life. You could love somebody, but you really need to get in there and see what they want to do. Like, I want to travel. When I met Royale, he was like, vacation? Mm-mm. I was like, ooh, red flag. But I was already married. I was like, oh.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
Yeah, we
You know what I
did.
mean?
We
The
got
history
to.
and backgrounds and family dynamics and what led up to that. So
Yeah.
it's a non-issue for me at this point. I wish that I had jumped on the vacation because I travel all the time for a living. That's different from vacation. And not being able to separate the two things. It's like just because you're traveling every weekend and doing stand-up comedy and traveling, seeing and that's not vacation. That's not stopping down and enjoying life.
Right.
And so, you know, now we're in this space where pack a bag, let's get up, let's go. Let's figure out where we were gonna go next, right? Which is where I'm at right now. It's like, where are we gonna go next? Because it feels good. It feels good to be empty nesting. It's a little hard, you know. You spoke about this earlier with Kyle, yeah, passing,
Oh my God.
and Ross being in New York by himself. You know, it's hard when you got to talk to your kid and they're going through something. You know, and he's a young man. He's 24, so now he's having to learn how to manage his emotions on his own.
Yeah, because
And he said he didn't want to go to work because he didn't want to be in a space where these kids would see him cry. And here's the thing that I'll say. I absolutely appreciate the fact that he's given himself space to cry and to let his emotions be what they are authentically.
Yep.
I would rather you stay home and cry than go to work and hold all of that stuff in because you're in front of some kids, you know, and not just any kids, New York badass kids that's gonna be looking at you like, and they will, New York kids will say,
they will clown his ass.
yeah, they'll
all
clown
day.
you, call you, you know, blah blah blah.
Like you crying. Them kids are hard.
Yo, them New York kids are just different.
They different. Y'all not even ready for them. Them
what
stories
some of them
Ross
kids
be
are
telling.
going through and what they got to deal with, and I see now why they are what they are. You know what I mean? It's like
This is where it starts. Ross is dealing with elementary kids and the shit he has to go through. So actually, my baby does need therapy. I have to finish it. I started it with him. He needs to find a therapist because it's heavy. He doesn't come from that, and he's like, they hungry.
yeah, they don't. He doesn't. They don't come.
They
from
don't
that.
have it. He's
Yeah,
like,
he's like heartbroken because these kids. Like one mom was punishing the daughter, who I think is a foster child, by not feeding her. So now she's coming to school hungry, and it just that when you start to try to understand the psychology of these kids that are acting out, right? They're displaced. They're in environments that are uncomfortable. They have so-called
No
parents that are
support.
being mean to them, and you know it's a lot. And so that he's there by himself. That he reached out to me and said, "Hey, this is what's going on," and I said, "Okay, cool." Had a conversation with him about it and wrapped it up, and then reached out to him later, a few hours later, just to check on him, and told him that, "Look, I'm never going to be too busy to stop what I'm doing to have a conversation about anything that you need to talk about." And I didn't have that available to me as a kid growing up. I don't ever remember my dad saying, "Hey, we can stop and talk about." He ain't had time. My mother didn't say that to me. And so that's why when we talk about working through our differences, because there's something bigger than us at stake.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. Life is heavy. Yeah.
Rob, listen, congratulations. Yeah, he has a brother that's a therapist. His therapist is a brother. I say,
send that man.
Listen,
send that.
It's great when you can find somebody that is from the culture. I was hopeful to do that. I didn't, but I will say this. They don't have to be from the culture, because the therapist that I have is not. And
Let me tell you
amazing.
something. His therapist ain't no joke.
No, this dude is.
I asked to sit in twice. He's not, when I'm telling you, when you find the right, like I want him to be my therapist.
Yeah.
And he a white man.
He is a very white man.
But he's good.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Royale because sometimes he comes back and I'm like, I know they got deep.
Here's the thing.
Like,
therapy for me is the mental gym. If you can go to the gym to try to get your body together, you can go to therapy to get your mind together. And you write that down.
Let me tell you something.
You can go to the gym to get your body. So many people, and I know men in specifically black men, that spend so much time and energy going to the gym, got to get in shape. They want, it's like animals in the wild. Like lions puff up, birds puff up, gorillas puff up. We're visual creatures, so we want to attract people based on what we look like. But what you should be doing is, as much as you go to the gym to get your body together, go to therapy and get your mind together, so what you attract, you can keep.
That's
I'm working on I'm working on keeping what I attracted.
And who's that?
Hello? That ain't even a question.
Ooh, would that be me?
Listen, if you don't understand, you need to get up and
no.
get
Let
up
me
off
tell you
this
something.
couch.
If I tried to leave this man, which I did,
more than once,
it's not going. No one can make you stay. But I get. I'm here for a reason. I understand the love that we have.
I'm here for a reason.
For a reason and a purpose, because at the end of the day, nobody is perfect. Let me tell you something. Go get you some therapy. I went into that office with this white man. I didn't even want my therapist after that. I was like, I want him.
Yeah.
He is good.
That's his calling. When you know your calling.
Oh, he's good. And again, my therapist, I've needed a black woman to kind of get, I found my person. I went through quite a bit. She's really good. She's not him, but I think I look at the age difference. I look at, I don't know, maybe education. She's good. She's not him. He's practical. I love someone that's practical. He's not in the feelings, and he wants to know why you did what you did. Dig deep and tell me why you did it. I love him. When I tell you I love him, he's expensive as fuck. But he's good. He's worth every penny.
Hey, listen.
He's worth
they charge what they charge
every
for a reason.
penny. And she's not there, but she's
What's
close.
up, Brother John?
She's really, really close. John, which one?
Copeland.
Hi, John. Where's your wife? We got they going to be right
Y'all
here
forgive
next
me, my energy is real low today because I'm just not feeling well. So
flu.
I know Fred Collins is in the building.
Oh,
what's up, Fred?
Fred, you done missed the hour worth of juiciness. Okay, John. Tell your wife, DM me when y'all coming to LA because we need y'all to come.
Well, we got a
studio.
podcast studio, so
We got a whole studio
absolutely
now.
scheduling couples to come sit down and have a conversation.
Yes,
with
we
them.
are.
And we want to get people's love stories. Very simple. How did you meet, right? When did you get married? How did you get married? What was the tragedy that you went through that could have destroyed it all? How did you rebuild? And what are you guys looking forward to right now?
That's
it. It's like a couple of simple questions.
But it's so juicy. So, John, y'all are in the building. Fred, you already got a slot. Yetta and Leonard are coming. Like, it's really, these conversations are going to help couples. And I'm really concerned about the 30-year-olds that are jumping into this thing and they're having the beautiful wedding and they're looking beautiful, and then they have a baby with a special need. Then they have a baby that's blind. Then they have a baby that's, acting up in school. And a lot of those things will draw you apart. You know what I mean? So what is your foundation?
Tamanika said her and Rock need to come sit on the couch as well.
Come on. Y'all here. Y'all local. Get on.
Pull up.
Pull
Jump on the back of that motorcycle with Rock and come on down.
We met Tamanika. We
pulled up on Tamanika.
No, they put. Oh yes, is that how we met
Yes,
Tamanika?
we've stopped on our way back
from Vegas.
From Vegas.
So we were live, and we literally said, and we need to do this more. We said anyone on a route between Vegas and California, right?
And Los Angeles.
Nevada. Yeah. Tell us where you are, and we're going to drop in. Tamanika was on live, and she said, I work at this place, and here's the address. We put that sucker right on in.
It was on the way. We stopped.
It was perfect timing. We didn't even pass it. We got there, walked through her location, and she was like, y'all came. Because that's one thing we're going to do.
Yeah, we say we're pulling up, we're pulling up.
We're really good with keeping our word. You know what I mean? And those are the, Tamanika, we love you to death. You done been to our Christmas party. We have made friends off of this thing called social media that are amazing. So Tamanika, of course you and Rock can come here. I already know a little bit about your story, but the fact that you want to come here is, of course, please come. Yeah, I love that. So Royale and I have so many things we want to do. We want to drive. We want to meet you all, because that's what drives us. It drives me because I know if we can do it, y'all can do it. But you really have to figure out what's important. A lot of people don't know their why. I know my why. And because I know my why is why we're still together. Because if I didn't have the why, which I didn't have I haven't had it all together all these years, because we almost weren't together. You know what I mean? So.
Excuse me. You said that with your whole chest. Go ahead.
We almost were not together, and y'all can see us laughing and joking. But at the end of the day, we're going to turn off these cameras. And he probably going to be like, why are you telling people who's going to leave me? I was going to leave your ass.
Listen, it ain't confusing to me at all.
But what's your why? I know that sounds cheap and cheesy, but you gotta know what your why is. And I know what my why is. I'm not staying for the kids. I'm not staying. I have a why, and it's for me. My why is why I am here. He has his why, because we both have options. Like, he don't have to be with me. I don't have to be with him. But together we are amazing. I do love him with all my heart. Not to tell too much of his bit. I never want to Robin Gibbons him. You remember when she sat there and talked about Michael, and Michael was like, and that's why they broke up, because he tried to kill her afterwards. Not funny. But, when you come, I didn't know what he was going through. All these years, I did not know what he was going through.
Yeah, I didn't want you to know what I was
going
through.
Yeah,
I didn't want you to know
it's
what
a
I was
lot,
going through.
So you got to give grace. We're in church. Church ain't the answer to everything, but we needed a foundation.
Yeah, spiritual foundation.
Never had that. We've never had therapy. We've never prayed together. We've never really had a group of friends that are really grounded and fight for us. You know what I mean? So those three right there is why we're still together and just, working through it, But I'm so glad God doesn't, he doesn't make any mistake. He doesn't make mistakes, and it's all in God's timing, because now that the kids are gone, I feel like it could have gone either way. We could have said, hey, we have nothing in common, we're leaving. Or what we're doing now, like, we still like each other. He's still my friend. I still love him. And we can make this the last chapter of this book. Amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. It was already good. It's going to be amazing, because now we know. We didn't know what we didn't know.
Yeah, we weren't clear before.
I'm working on me. He's working on him.
When you wipe your glasses off, when you clean your glasses off and you can see clearly, let me tell you something. Everything changes. So I had to wipe my glasses off so I could see clearly that the woman sitting beside me, clearly. But we got to go, because I need to go get fed.
He's sick.
I'm not feeling well.
I got my dinner at home.
Oh, wait, I don't know. Did I give you that?
He bought me dinner already. So
let me tell you what happened. I had a lunch meeting, went to a restaurant that we enjoy. So I told her, I was like, oh, I'm going to such and such restaurant. And she's like, and this is what I'm getting, right? I get the same thing there most of 90% of the time. She's like, that's dinner. I was like, I don't know about it being dinner. I'm like, she asked me, was I getting breakfast food for a 1:30 meeting? I was like, no, I don't know. I get
yesterday
breakfast
at 1:30.
I know that, but I was like, this is not, I don't feel like breakfast food today at this time.
Okay.
I want this thing. She's like, oh, well, that's dinner. I was like, I don't care what it is. It's lunch. I'm eating some food. So then she suggests, she's like, you want me to come with you and go earlier? Then you and me eat, and then you can, like, after we're done, you can go sit with you and have your. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, no. I want to go to I need a nap, first of all. So let me go lay down and then go take my meeting. But then she was like, I'm
going to go eat. I said, go ahead. I'm going to go find something to eat.
Fred, we're not giving out no free sponsorship, so.
Right, we ain't saying no names.
Yeah, we'll
so he went out, and I, because we just got back from Vegas, I'm like, I'm going to clean up, work around the house.
Clean up and catch up.
And then he was right back. I was like, damn, that was quick.
Didn't take
But
long.
he had a box, and I said, please,
I got the
God.
leftovers.
I was like, did you bring me some? He said, yes. And I was like,
but here's the thing.
At God.
She was supposed to eat the leftovers when I bought them back.
Well, we had another appointment. I couldn't eat.
We did.
So he walked in around 3. He was like, yo, we got to be there at 3:45. I'm like, well, shit. So I put it in the microwave, and I said, Jesus, when I come home, I'm going to heat that food up.
Heat it up.
I'm going to go take a shower. I'm going to heat the food up. We're going to put on an episode of
Slow Horses.
I
don't know if y'all watching Slow Horses or not, but I promise you, me and April started watching Slow Horses, and then
months ago, we was like,
tapped out of
what?
it. And then for some reason, we came back to it.
Because people were like, I have a British...
Tamanika, thank you. She said, I will fight for y'all all day long. That's so excuse my French. I'll try not to cuss so loud.
Don't make him
cry,
Tamanika.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So we tried Slow Horses, and we didn't have the subtitles on months ago. We was like, what are they talking? This look crappy. So I have a group of costumers, and all we do is watch British and UK movies and so forth. They were on there. So last week, a month ago, month into this, I just said, what y'all watching? Because I went to see Downton Abbey by myself because he can't see it. It's the final chapter. I don't want years.
What's happening,
His
Troy?
best friend, DJ, loves Downton Abbey. Him and I talk about it. So I'm like, I'm going to watch the final chapter. He had to go away one weekend recently. So I went by myself. And then I was like, it's got to be more. So I went into my group chat with my costumers. They was like, slow. Everybody said, slow horses, slow horses. Slow. I was like, Royale, I know we tried it once. We got to go back. I said, because we know movies. And they said,
well, we know good TV.
They know good TV too. Especially the British stuff.
The British stuff is good.
Them actors are acting. So if you haven't seen Adolescents, those are British actors, it's phenomenal. Everything is good. So we went back to Slow Horses. Let me tell you something.
Well, it's
we can't get enough of it.
What's the actor's name?
Which one?
I'm blanking on the lead.
For Slow Horses?
Yes.
Sure, I don't know.
Something with an A.
He is acting his ass off.
What is the?
Oh, I can't even look it up.
It'll come to me in a minute. Watch.
It is so good, and it's 5 seasons. There are only 6 episodes each season. You got to put the subtitles on because they're British.
Somebody look up the lead for.
It's just good.
Slow Horses. What's his
just
name?
Action, thriller,
something.
killing.
It was something with an A.
They
Last
are
name
acting
starts
their
with an
ass
A
off
for sure.
The black girl, we're not going to give it away. She is being vulnerable. When you watch it, you'll understand what we're talking about. Probably in season 2 or 3, you'll see what we're talking about. It is just good.
Season 3.
Yeah. So Royale and I had saw her recently in another British show, and I saw something. I was like, something's odd there. And then they verified it here. She's phenomenal. Everybody's good. So that is our guilty pleasure right now. We go home. We get on the couch. He get his little snacks. I make
Gary Oldman, not with the A, it's O. Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman is phenomenal. But here's the thing. There's a couple of other. Thank you, Fred. Fred, I don't know why you look. Fred thinks say get old man, so I was like get old man. Gary Oldman. April does talk to text. It drives me nuts.
Cause it always
screws something up, and I gotta try to
interpret.
Like
he be like,
is she being held hostage with what the F is?
It be all wrong. You were saying there was a couple of other actors.
There's a couple of other actors in this thing.
It's really good, but you got to hunker down and you have to pay attention. So that's what got us the other time.
You have to pay
because
attention.
you watch a movie and you have to listen and get the clues. It's like a whodunit. I'm a whodunit type of person. It is so good, and because it's in London, one of my places I love when they go to the countryside. I'm looking at the houses. I'm looking at the environment and the landscape, and it's just really good. I love it. So we have 2 episodes we watching tonight. Like I feel like a kid in a candy store.
I don't know if we talked about this before, but April and I stayed up one night last week and watched 5 fucking episodes of Slow Horses back to back to back to back to back to back.
And he can't stay up.
I don't ever stay up past 9:30.
He got his coffee.
I don't ever stay up past 9:30.
He doesn't.
By 10 o'clock, I'm in the bed sleep if I'm not out doing stand-up.
Yep.
There ain't no reason for me to be up later than that. And April will tell you in a second, once I close these eyeballs.
Oh, he's done.
It's done.
He's
there ain't
snoring.
no, I'm up, you know.
Yeah, he closed, he sleep. I don't go to sleep like that. It takes forever, so I'm a little envious about that. But Royale is like, yo, another episode, and I'm looking don't threaten me with a good time, because I'm a night owl. I don't go to sleep till 2 o'clock. Shit, 11 o'clock ain't got shit on me. I'm like, run it.
11 o'clock ain't got shit on me.
Run it. And so we watch, and I know tonight, we're going to go upstairs. He's going to, he's going to watch a couple of episodes, and he's going to be like, let's go.
Huh?
You're going to want to watch more than 2.
I don't know if I'm going to make it through more than 2 unless...
Well, we got 1 to finish this, and then we got the season 5.
Next season.
Let me tell you something. We are running through them. And that's what's depressing. We're on.
That "let's go" threw me off for a second. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Mm,
When you said "let's go," I checked out for a second, and then all I heard was he gonna be like,
don't be
"Let's
like
go."
Birdman. Did you see him today online?
Don't.
He was talking,
What? Not at all.
nodded completely. He talking to Kid Capri.
That's crazy.
They were like, "That's narcoleptic."
Narcolepsy.
Because he was talking. He was on his phone. He was like, da, 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 da. He said,
It's a lot going on. What is
And
going on
Kid
with
go
Nicki
like this.
Minaj and
He
Cardi
said-
B?
Nikki has lost her mind. I have no respect for her. Period. She's talking about her kids like they are grown-ups. Like culture, I will.
Yeah, that's not. I'm sorry, I ain't even mean that.
Like,
There's a lot going on. That was my whole point. It's like there's some conversations on social media that I'll never understand.
mm-hmm.
It could be a very dangerous tool, dangerous thing itself.
Well, to end on slow horses. Since we're almost done, his best friend told me to watch Gilded Ages. I don't know what that's about, but I'll probably
You're
start.
my best friend.
DJ, your best friend.
That's my dog, right
That's
there.
your dog.
That's my dog.
And then there's Fred.
Yeah, I got
You
a
got some
handful
good
of dudes.
ones. He can name them.
I don't.
DJ,
it ain't a whole
Fred,
lot. Yeah, it's
some
a couple
some
of
people
cats.
done fell
If
off.
I rock with you, I rock with you, and the ones I rock with already know. So
Yes,
it ain't confusing at all.
Right. What's next? Because once we finish this next season, that's it.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch some stuff. I never watched The Sopranos. I hate to admit that,
Oh
but
my God.
it's a lot of stuff that I never watched. I want to go back and watch The Wiz after we watched The Wizard of Oz. Fred, if you're still here, if Lejeanne is a fan of The Wizard of Oz, take her to Vegas and go
To the
Sphere and let her dress up and go see The Wizard of
Oh,
Oz.
I was
at
so
the
mad.
Sphere.
We're not even gonna talk about that. I wanted to wear red, like
The
my
ruby
neighbor
red
went,
slippers.
and she looked so cute. She had on a little black, blue and white dress. She went like Dorothy. But it was a cute, updated rendition
version,
of Dorothy. So I at least wanted some red shoes. And because Royale asked me Monday night, you want to go to Vegas? I said yes. We made the call. We went.
You know what?
I didn't have my red shoes, so I had a glittery red top, but I was like, that's not it. I wanted shoes, so I didn't get to kind of dress up the way my girlfriend, my neighbor did. And
It's all right. Next time.
Yeah, everybody and people came with their how many red shoes?
Oh, they were in there.
Oh, you got
They
to
had
have
some
your red.
ruby
If you
red
go,
slippers.
wear your ruby red slippers.
Yeah.
There were heels, there were sneakers, there were boots. It was so cute. I was like, oh, I don't have it. I wasn't ready. Gotta stay ready.
All right, we have to go
Yeah.
because now it's going on 6:30.
Okay. Yeah.
We greatly appreciate you all. Thank you for showing up. If you don't mind, just hit the like button on the post on whatever platform you are. We're going to continue to do this every Wednesday live at 5 p.m. here
Live
on the
at
Pacific.
5.
And on the West Coast, and then 8 p.m. on the East Coast.
Yep.
And there's more content on the way. So we're focused on that, making sure you all get the content you need. But if you're in the LA area and you are a couple, inboxes.
Yeah.
Again, we're now setting up so we can sit down with couples. And I don't know who it was earlier over here on Facebook. I think it's Kim who said, what if you have a story about divorce and inboxes? If you're here, we'll sit down and hear that story too. We want all of the stories. This is going to be the new platform for all of that.
Because there's something in everybody's story to help
you
somebody
have a story
else.
to tell. That's right. Let's share them. All right, love y'all, but we
got
to
3
go.
devices: YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Okay.
right,
Good night,
Florida.
Facebook. Y'all showed up.
They pulled up.
Thank
Everybody
you.
pulled up. All right, but we got to go.
All right. Bye.